Hey everybody, Dave here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our playthrough of Shadows of Brimstone, Swamps of Death. And the last time that we saw our heroes, we were engaged in a battle with some Serpent Men warriors from the Bloodbane tribe. And then we had an eruption of the dead come up, and now we have a bunch of these hungry dead that are ambushing our posse. Now, a couple things that I wanted to mention from the previous video. If you had seen the trailer, I've made some mistakes and things like that in here, and we've done some things, had some actions that kind of clarified some things, but I did need to mention that up on the depth track, let me look up there and I'll zoom in, that when we came over on this last roll, we've adjusted our depth track down. I did add a Growing Dread card to the stack, so it's over there, and so just wanted to make note of that, and we're going to get back to the action. So again, you can see that we are surrounded by things, and we have to look at initiative here. So on an ambush, then the enemies are going to have +2 on their initiative. So the Hungry Dead are actually going to have an initiative of 3 on there. I also have to look at and see if there's some additional things. We have this Chill of the Grave card that is in play. So all undead enemies are now +1 initiative, +1 combat. So that's going to bump them up to 4. Now, the interesting thing is for our heroes, the Jargono native has an initiative of 4, but when there is a she has Hunter's Reflexes, so +1 damage on all of our attacks against beasts, which we haven't had any beasts. Also, I gain +2 initiative in the first turn of an ambush attack. So, fortunately, our Jargono native is going to activate first. So, before we do that, the first thing that I need to do is make a roll to hold back the darkness. So, I'm going to go ahead and pan out this camera. And we're looking for, we need to have 8+. And we rolled a 6. So, that means that we will move 1 step further down on the depth track. So, we are now at 7. You can see we moved it over here. Now we can activate our models. So the Jargono native is going to activate, and because there is a Hungry Dead that is adjacent to her, and we look at this Hungry Dead's card, Fear, a hero starting their activation adjacent automatically takes 1 horror hit. Alright, so the first thing I need to do is roll for movement, and we rolled a 5. I'm going to try to escape. So an escape roll for the Hungry Dead is 4+. And then I also will have to try to escape from the serpent that is adjacent too. So let's see. We're going to make the first roll to try to escape the Hungry Dead. And we rolled a 4. So we'll be able to escape from there. However, I'm also adjacent to this one. I'm going to have to roll a 5+. On that, I rolled a 1. So we're kind of stuck there. Let's see. We have 3 wounds on the Serpent Man. The Hungry Dead has that has a health of 1 but a defense of 4. I don't really want the Serpent Men to attack, although, because they're going to be able to do, they roll 2 combat dice and do 3 damage, whereas the Hungry Dead only does 1 combat and 3 damage. So, let's see. Just got the Prospector right here, just so you can see. This is the Prospector model compared to the Hungry Dead that's next to him. She's going to take her Darkstone blade and is going to swing that. and try to take out this Serpent Man warrior before he activates, because we don't really need to have any kind of poison or anything like that. Besides their +1 damage. And all right, so the first thing that we need to do is roll to see if she hits. So 5+, she rolled a 1, so that is a miss. She's going to spend a grit to re-roll that. We rolled a 3, so again she misses. So with attempt from our Jargono native, she's just overcome by all of this stuff that's going on. Actually, I'm sorry, the Serpent Man should have activated first. We'll go ahead and do that, and then her action is taking place because he has an initiative of 5, so my fault. So the Serpent Man is going to I have to see who this one is targeting. They target a different model each round, so let me go ahead and mix up the random character things and see who the Serpent Man is going to target. And let's see, we're going to flip over this one and going to go ahead and target the Jargono native. So it's going to swing there, and he needs a 4+ to hit. Rolled a 6, which is a critical. The Serpent Man warrior has a Darkstone weapon, so on a roll of 6+ causes double damage. Let's see if she can defend against that. It's a 4+ roll on that. Whoops. We're going to go ahead and roll. And she rolled a 6, so she's going to defend against that. So it's going to block. Fortunately, she blocks that attack from the Serpent Man. So she already activated. So now the Hungry Dead are going to... Actually, I'm sorry, I did that right. She had a 6 initiative, then the Serpent Man warrior. Blech. And now the Hungry Dead are going to activate. We're going to see who they are going to target. So this first one that's right here, we will see who they are going to target first. All right. It's going to target the Prospector. So this one is going to go right here. We'll go ahead and activate that one. And let's see. Just going to go ahead and attack the Prospector. It's a melee of 4+. Rolled a 2, so that is a missed attempt from that. Actually, it should have moved over here to make room and come in around behind there and attack. The next Hungry Dead, this one here, we'll go ahead and activate and see who that's going to target. That's going to target the Cowboy, so he's just going to move into this position right here, trying to go after the Cowboy, but he's not. And this one will... Actually, shouldn't really do that. Well, this one's going to move up and try to get into position for the... to go after the Jargono native. This one here will activate. And we'll see who that's going to go after here. It's going to go after the Prospector. So this one's going to come up and try to attack the Prospector. So 4+, rolled a 6, so it's going to be a critical hit. Let's see if the Prospector can defend against that. He's got a 4+ to roll. Rolls a 1. So this is going to be going straight in from the Hungry Dead. He's going to be rolling 1 combat die. Actually 1 combat, and does 3 damage. So 3 damage is going to be applied to our Prospector. So we'll give him 3 wounds. So I'll turn in these 2 single wounds and take a 5 and put that over on him. He's in a bad way. He's down. He's got 10 wounds, 10 health wounds, and has 7 sanity wounds. to him, so he's going to have to do something, and we'll have to deal with him on his activation. And then these other ones are just going to move in, and we will continue targeting. They can't really do anything. They're just moving in and trying to close in around our enemies. All right, the next one that is going to activate now is going to be the cowboy. And first we will roll for movement, and we rolled a 4. It's going to move 1 space back just to try to stay away from these guys. He's still on this tile. And then he is going to take 2 shots. He's got 2 shots. So the first thing that he's going to do is attempt to shoot the this Serpent Man warrior. He's already wounded. We want to try to take him out. So we have a ranged attack of, he needs to hit 4+, so he's got 2 shots. So let's see what happens on that. We'll go ahead and bring this over. Zoom this out. And we rolled a 3 and a 6. So we have a critical hit that's going to be going in on one of them. Oh man, we don't have any grit to use his trick shot ability. So I think at this point we will, this one's pretty damaged. I think I need to take out this Hungry Dead right here. One less, you know, especially they have a defense of 4, even though they only have a health of 1. We're going to go ahead and put some damage on this one. It's going to go straight in and take that out. All we needed was that 1, ignoring defense, and taking this Hungry Dead out. And that is going to give the cowboy, so Branson is going to get 10 XP, puts him up to 180. All right. And now finally we're going to activate the Prospector. So at the beginning of his activation, a hero starting their activation adjacent automatically takes 1 horror hit. He is adjacent to 3 of those. So there's going to be 3 horror hits coming at him. So we have to make a defense rolls of 5+. So let's see what happens. We have 1 that's failed, another one that's failed, and another one that has failed. So 3 failed hits. So those are, so he's going to have 3 sanity wounds coming in onto him. 1, 2, 3 sanity wounds. Wow. He has 14 sanity. He's got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 sanity. Wow. He needs to do some things here to bring him back, and I'm not sure if this is the time to do it or not. I have a revive token to save him in case he gets into trouble, but he also has a couple of things up his sleeve. He has this Miner's Canteen where once per adventure I can heal wounds or sanity, and I also have this ancient coin that he has in his pocket that once per adventure fully heal my health. That would heal him 10 wounds. That's pretty huge. Let's see. Now, I think before he attacks, we have this opportunity for the Book of the Mad King, and once per fight he may read from the book. Choose an enemy model on your map tile to take D6 wounds, ignoring defense. You then take either D6 corruption hits or 2D6 horror hits, your choice. Alright, he's going to risk it. He's going to read from the Book of the Mad King. And is going to choose this Serpent Man model right there to take D6 wounds, ignoring defense. Because that will free up Juma to be able to move away from them, hopefully. on the next activation, because the Serpent Man will activate first. So let's see how many wounds he's going to take. Ignoring defense, he's going to take 3 wounds. So the Serpent Man warrior has a total health of 6. Already has 3 wounds, so that will kill this Serpent Man model, taking him off the board. And that will give Ezra 35 XP. So that's going to put him up to 180 XP, for those of you keeping track at home. And he will then yield his heavy pickaxe and try to cleave this particular Hungry Dead right there. So we roll on a when we roll our attacks, we're going to roll a D8, and it will do a critical damage on 6, 7, or 8. They count as a critical hit, and then all of our combat hits are +1 damage. We rolled a 3, so unfortunately he misses with the axe, swings and misses. So that's going to end his movement. Oh, he forgot to roll for movement, by the way. He rolled a 2, was not going to escape. Anyways, that is the end of this particular round. So what we need to do is, we'll take the Serpent Man Warrior card out of play, and we need to roll to hold back the darkness. So we're looking for 8+, and we rolled a 12. This is beautiful. So we get a depth event chart, and a wellspring bubbles up here, rejuvenating all that touches its waters. So we get the Fountain of Life comes back. Each hero may immediately heal 2d6 wounds of sanity, any mix, and remove any poison markers on them. KO'd heroes may instead immediately recover, rolling for their injury madness and healing 2d6 wounds sanity, any mix, as normal for recovering. Okay. Well, this is pretty cool. So the Jargono native, again, another one of these healing springs pops up. She's going to want to heal her wounds. Actually, we have any mix. Let's see how many total she can heal. She can heal a total of 7. So she has 1 sanity damage and 4 regular wounds. Those are all coming off. So she's back to full strength. Ezra, Branson the cowboy, he will get to heal a total of 7 also. He just has 5 sanity that is going to come off of him. And Ezra, be nice to roll high here. Whoop, there's a 5 and a 5. That's 10. We're going to take off 5 sanity and 5 wounds on each of those, so that's good. All right, so that was certainly beneficial. All right, so now time to activate our models. So looking at Juma will activate first. She has an initiative of 1. Now that the ambush is over, all of our posse members will activate first before any of the Hungry Dead. So she's going to roll for her movement, and she rolls a 4. So we're going to try to escape from the Hungry Dead. We need to roll a 4+ to be able to move away. She rolls a 3. She's unable to do that. So also at the beginning of her activation, she is going to take 1 horror hit. So we need to roll a willpower of 4+ to defend against that. She rolls a 5. So no horror hit going in. Now she is going to use her dark stone blade and attack this Hungry Dead model right behind her. So we need to have a 4+ to hit, and we rolled a 1. I don't have any way to re-roll this, so she misses with her blade. Next, Branson the cowboy is going to roll for his movement. He rolls a 2. He's going to step down 1, 2, and will target this Hungry Dead model there. And he has a range of 6 with 2 shots. So maybe he'll be able to hit 2 of them. He's got 2 of them within line of sight there. He needs to hit on 5+. We have a 5 and the other one was a 2, so we have 1 successful hit. And it is going to do how much damage? It's going to do 3 damage. Unfortunately, the Hungry Dead has a defense of 4, so the bullet just grazes off of it. The Hungry Dead is unfazed by it. And finally, we're going to activate our Prospector. And I forgot to do his thing. He was going to take corruption hits, by the way, from reading from that book, and he's taking 2 corruption hits. So, not too bad for using that, but again, something that he's not going to want to have happen too many times. All right. So from here, he will. Again, use his heavy pickaxe and swing at this Hungry Dead that is threatening Juma. So he's going to swing that pickaxe, and we roll a d8 for that to see what he's going to hit. So we need to hit on a 4+, and we rolled a 5. It is a normal hit. It is not a 6, 7, or 8 is a critical. We get +1 damage on there, so let's see how much we're going to damage. 4 + 1 = 5, because it gets +1 on the heavy pickaxe. That is going to be enough to take out this model right here. 10 XP for Ezra. And he also, before that, he should have had to take 3 horror hits. I need to roll defense for those. There's a lot going on here. So we'll go ahead and roll these. And he was successful. This is a 5. This was a 5. He was successful against all 3 of the horror hits. He won't take any damage there. Now, these Hungry Dead are going to activate this one. Now we have to determine who is going to be targeting who. We know that this one is targeting Ezra. This one is targeting Branson. So we'll go ahead and do that. They move 2. So this one we'll move 1, 2 spaces to engage Branson. And we'll attack he's got a melee of 4+, so let's see if he is going to successfully hit Branson. And we rolled a 4, so he has been successful, and we will have, he needs to defend with a 4+ against that. Oops, drop that on the floor. Drop the die on the floor. We rolled a 1, so unfortunately, he is going to take 3 damage from the Hungry Dead. So we'll put 3 wounds on him. Fortunately, that well was, be able to bring him back to full strength. But we'll put 3 of them on there. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any grit at this point to re-roll dice. So that was unfortunate for him. This next one will go ahead and shamble up here next to Ezra. And we'll attack him with needing a 4+, rolls a 5. We will roll, the Prospector needs to defend with a 4+. He rolls a 1, so unfortunately he's taking damage, and he's taking 5 wounds. Or I'm sorry, he takes 3 wounds. I'm sorry, I didn't need to roll for that. 3 damage is going on to Ezra. So 3 wounds, so he's up to 8 wounds now, so he has a 16 health. He's down to 8 health. Now these next ones we have to determine targeting. Let's see. This one we will target. We'll target the Jargono native. We'll move in here, and we'll attack her. So 4+. Rolls a 2, so was not successful in hitting. This next one here will be targeting, let's see, they're all about the same, so now we can mix this all up because each one has one that's targeting them. All right, let's see. Oh, I should have actually been rolling more combat dice for these. They're +1 combat. I'll have to do that from now on. I forgot about that. And they should have activated before the prospector. I forgot about this Chill of the Grave. We're going to fix that the next round. All right, it's going to go after the cowboy. So we'll move into position here. This one will target Juma, and this one will be targeting the prospector. So he's going to get into position there as well, and then this one will move in. Okay. Okay. Trying to remember now if I activated these. This one we did. This one we did. This one we'll have to activate now against Ezra. No, actually we did all those. This one came in and is targeting Branson. Okay, so we've got all of that. I think I have to make sure that I did this right. All right. Yeah, we just did all of our combat. These guys are all now moved into position. We're going into our next round of being able to hold back the darkness. And we rolled a 9. We needed an 8+, so we're good. All right, next, now doing this the proper way, Juma has an initiative of 4. We'll activate first. She's going to take 2 horror hits because there are 2 models adjacent to her. So we're going to roll for defense. She needs 4+ on both of those. And we have a 6 and a 6 successfully on those. Now we will roll for movement. We rolled a 2. We're going to try to escape. So to escape from them, we need a 4+. And we rolled a 3, unsuccessful. So we'll use her Darkstone Blade. And at this point, she is feeling that Ezra is taking a severe beating. So she needs to at least free herself up to be able to get someone else. She's going to use her Jargono bow and will attempt to shoot this model right here. So she's going to change out her Darkstone Blade, and she's going to grab her Jargono bow, which has a range of 7 and a shot of 1. And hopefully she'll be able to use her special ability of a treetop hunter, but her hit range for melee is 4+. So we're going to roll for that. Needs to hit with a 4. She's successful in hitting with a 4. Let's see what damage. So a critical hit is on a 5 or 6. So we rolled a 4. But let's see what we're going to have with our damage. We really need to have a 5 or a 6 on this. We rolled a 4, so it just gets absorbed by the defense. So unfortunately, not able to get through that and kill this hungry dead. So that is going to leave us with Branson activating, and so he's got this lasso. This is kind of cool. Once per fight at any time, choose an enemy within range 5 and line of sight to rope with the lasso. While roped, that enemy may not move and is -1 combat and -1 defense. At the start of each of that enemy's activation, make a strength 5+ to keep it roped. Enemies with an ability that lets them move through other models automatically breaks free. Okay, well, they can't move through other models. If passed, the enemy remains roped. If failed, it's released. Okay, so a strength 5+ to keep it roped. All right. At this point, to keep one from moving within line of sight and within a range of 5, it's going to attempt to rope this model here. Once per, choose an enemy within line of sight to rope with the lasso. Okay, so this one is now roped. It is -1 combat and -1 defense. So that will help. Hopefully Ezra will maybe be able to take that one out. He is now going to use his... we have to roll for movement too, by the way. And we rolled a 1, so he's going to get a grit. That's good. And he also has a horror hit that he is going to have to defend against this one starting his activation. And he's able to defend against that. Anyways, he's going to take a shot at this model right here. He gets a range, 2 shots. The range is 6. He needs to hit on a 4+. He's successful in hitting on the 1. And let's see here. Use 1 grit when you cause a hit with a gun to immediately... So he's got this trick shooting. Use 1 grit when you cause a hit with a gun to immediately cause an additional D3 other enemies in a continuous chain starting adjacent to the target to also take a single hit from that gun. So, starting... Okay. Cause additional D3 other enemies in a continuous chain starting adjacent to the target. Okay, so let's see what we can. How many additional ones are going to take a hit with the gun? 5. So that's going to give 3 more models. So this one, and this one are all going to take hits from the gun with the trick shot. Okay. All right. So the first one with our. So we only hit with the 1 shot. Let's see what his damage is going to be. Starting with this one. It does 4 damage. Now, unfortunately, that's just going to be absorbed by his defense. This next one we're going to roll for, and it's only going to take a 1 that does nothing. And this one, the one that's roped, has a -1 defense. So let's see. We rolled a 1 with that. And unfortunately, I didn't have any other grit to re-roll any of these damages. And then finally, this other one back here is going to take, what? A 1. So, he's not very good with the gun, I guess. So, Branson, looks like Branson has kind of oversold himself as being a hired gun. Because unfortunately, with his trick shot abilities and being the entertainer that he is, or the showman that he is, he failed miserably with this one. All right. So now, what's going to happen is because we have the Chill of the Grave, the undead are going to activate, and we're going to start with this one, and will attack Branson. They're actually going to be rolling 2 combat dice. They're +1 combat. So let's see what happens. Rolls a 6 and a 4, so he's got 1 critical hit for sure. The defense rolls, we're going to roll against the single hit. Rolled a 3, and we rolled a 2. So unfortunately, he's going to have 2 hits coming in. We have 6 damage, 6 wounds coming at him. Wow, that's pretty devastating there. And that. Okay. So he just packed a wallop onto Branson. Branson is taking wounds. He's at 14 health. However, he has 9 wounds, so he has 5 health remaining. Does have. We'll have to see what he can do with that. All right. Next model. This one is attacking Juma. So she's going to have 2 dice. Actually, this one should have moved here to get in. This one will move over here to attack her there and allow for these other ones to move in and attack. Wow. 2 critical hits coming in. They're going to ignore defense. So, and 6 wounds coming in. Actually, the other one had those wounds. It should have been only 6 wounds. I think I did that right. Anyways, this one should have 6 wounds coming in. 5 and 6. Wow. That was pretty devastating right there. No way to defend against those. The next model, that activate is this one. He is going after the prospector, so he's going to move down here and will roll 2 attack dice, and rolling a 2 and a 4, so he hits on one of them. Ezra is going to defend, needs to roll against a 4+. He rolls a 1, so unfortunately 3 more wounds coming to our to Ezra. Boy, they are really getting beat up by these guys. So he now has 11 wounds on him. This next one will activate. Unfortunately, he cannot move, but he's got to make a strength test of 5+ to see if he stays roped. So he rolls a 4. Okay, so unfortunately, let's see. Oh. At the start of each of that enemy's activations, make a strength 5+ roll. I have to look at my strength. I'm sorry. I have a total of 4 plus 5 strength, so that's 1 die. I have to roll 4 more dice. I have to make a strength roll. I was making the combat roll. And so he's got a couple of them. He's successful in keeping this. This guy is roped, so he can't move. So that's good. This next one is, well, it's determined to see who that one is targeting, because I don't think that we had those set up yet as to who they were coming after. Because after a while, it's like they were just moving in, and I should have probably assigned them, but it's always, I usually just kind of do it as they can move in, because they're just going to move towards whoever. The Jargono native, so this one will move in here, and this one will just stay right there. All right. So as we're continuing to get closed in upon by this horde of hungry dead, now it is time for Ezra to activate. And unfortunately, he has 1, 2, 3, 4 models adjacent to him that he's going to take a horror hits on. So he needs to defend against these at a 5+. So let's see. So he's going to defend against 2 of them, so he's going to take 2 sanity damage. So that's going to put him at 7 sanity. And we're going to see what he's going to do. We're going to roll for his movement. Whoops. He rolls a 2. Unfortunately, there's really no space for him to move to escape, so he's going to have to stay there, and he'd have to try to escape from all of them. So let's see what he's going to do. Okay. Looking at what he's going to do, I think the first thing that he needs to do is use the ability of his ancient coin, and once per adventure, fully heal your health. And so we're taking 11 wounds away from him. So that ancient coin, there was a reason why he keeps that with him, and it has certainly brought him some fortune in being able to heal right now. But what he needs to do is needs to use that axe to be able to mow down some of these hungry dead. They're just being overcome by this, and he sees that the other members of his posse are surrounded. The closest one, and the one that has the potential to do a lot of damage, is this one right here. So he's going to roll with a D8. Hopefully we'll get a crit and be able to take care of that. He hits on a 4. So let's see how much damage he does. Now he's +1 damage with the heavy pickaxe. Your combat hits are +1 damage. So we've got one that's going to do 6 damage. So it's going to take out this model. So finally he gets one taken out for another 10 XP. That puts him up to 200. We're slowly picking him off, guys. That's going to be the end of this round. these guys are hoping to be able to fend these guys off to be able to catch their breath. So let's roll to hold back the darkness. And we needed an 8+. It's a 7. So let's see what happens. Looks like it's going to be bad. We're going to roll down here, and we need to have a darkness card come out. So let's see what this says. Whoop, the top one. The Dark Omen. The darkness grows ever closer. The darkness immediately moves one step forward on the depth track. Okay, that's bad. And, however, each hero gains 20 XP and may recover a grit. Well, I guess we'll take the 20 XP for everybody. That's going to help us out. And everybody is going to recover a grit, which is good because none of them had any. So all 3 characters will be getting 1 grit back. So I guess there is a silver lining to this unfortunate event as the darkness is growing closer. And we will now activate our models. So back to the action down here. Juma will activate. The first thing, she's got 2 models adjacent to her, so 2 horror hits. Let's see if she can defend against them. She needs 4+. And she rolls a 5 and a 1. There's a 5 over here. So 1 horror hit will be coming in. So 1 sanity damage. And next, she needs to roll for her movement. And she rolls a 4. She's going to try to escape from these guys. So let's see if she can escape from the first one. And unfortunately, she cannot. She rolled a 2. So, realizing that maybe with that bow, she wants to try to use this again. Maybe she can hit this one, and then if she's successful in killing it, she could turn around and pop another arrow off at that one. So, she's going to, again, use her arrow, her bow, and her hit range is 4+, so she needs a 4 or better. She rolls a 5, so she's successful, and combat hits are critical hits on the roll of 5 or 6 instead of only 6. So, looks like she's going to be able to pop this one off because she needs at least just 1 health to hit one. Does 1 damage, so it's going to take out this model right here that's going to threaten Ezra. And now, as a result of that, she has her Treetop Hunter double shot. Once per turn, when you kill an enemy with a bow, you gain +1 shot with that bow. So, she'll turn around and fire a shot at this one, trying to protect... let's see, do we want to hit that one or no? I think we're going to leave that one to Ezra. She's really, really drawn to protecting Ezra, although he just healed all of his wounds. But she senses now that Branson is in trouble. She's going to fire at that hungry dead there. So with her arrow, she shoots and rolls a 1, and will spend a grit to re-roll that. And rolls a 5, which is another critical hit, doing 1 damage. It's just enough to take this one out, giving her 10 XP again. So, I'm sorry, that's 1. Alright, so, she successfully took out 2 of the hungry dead, and it's going to also free up Branson during his turn to not have to take any horror hits. So we will go ahead and activate him, and we'll roll for movement. So let's see. We have a 4. Let's see. We'll just go ahead and move forward 1 to come in and try to cover. Now, so the good thing is he's got grit. He's going to go ahead and take a shot and hit this one, the one that he has roped. And when I cause a hit with the gun, hopefully I can do this to create additional hits. Maybe this time it'll work out for him. But he has 2 shots and he's going to hit on 4+. Cool, we have a 6 and a 5, so one of them is going to be a critical hit. And I'm going to go ahead and use a grit to cause an additional hit for another D3 enemy. So hopefully he may be able to take these guys all out. He's got 2 successful shots off. And he's going to hit an additional 1 model. So he's going to hit this one. So these 3 right here, they're all within line of sight. So the first one, we will take the regular hit on. He's -1. The one that's roped is -1 defense. So let's see what we roll. We rolled a 4. So the normal defense is 4. -1 is 3 and 1 health. We'll take this one out. So that's 10 XP for Branson. The critical hit will go on this one. So we'll go ahead, that takes 1 damage. So going to take this one out. And this last one over here, we'll see what that's going to take. And that is a 6. So that is a critical hit and 3 damage. So that is taking that one out as well. So even if it was just 6, that actually was 6 damage, it would have taken that one out. So another 20 XP for Branson. So that's 230. All right, so we've cleared the air here with this. We have one model left, and we're going to activate now. Actually, what we need to do, yeah, we're going to activate this model, and it was targeting, I believe this one was targeting Juma, so she's going to move in 1 position right here. And we'll attack with 2 combat dice, needing to hit on 4+. So 2 hits coming in, and Juma has to defend on 4+. And is successful in defending that attack as well. And now we will activate Ezra the Prospector. The first thing that he does is, because he starts his activation adjacent to hit, automatically taking 1 horror hit. So we will roll for our willpower of 5+. He fails, so he will take a sanity damage. And will now roll for movement, and rolls a 6. He's not going to move. He's actually going to use his pickaxe to try to kill off this last hungry dead. Rolls an 8, which is a critical, which is going to do 6 damage and take out this model and give him 10 XP as well. So, finally, we have fended off all of these enemies here. So we had 2 different cards now that have caused enemies to come out. So now it's time to catch our breath. All right, so the first thing that we need to do is heal. So every character gets to heal a D3, wounds or sanity. So starting off with Juma, she's going to roll, and we'll get to heal 2 wounds. She's going to take 2 wounds off of her, so we'll trade in this 5 and take 3 single ones back. So that's so she's going to heal up a little bit from there. So she has 4. Branson is going to also try to heal some wounds, and he's also going to heal 2 wounds. So that puts him down to he has 7 wounds on him. And finally, Ezra is going to heal some sanity, and he rolled a 1, so he will only be able to heal 1 sanity. Next, because there were so it says at the end of a fight, every hero is allowed to draw 1 loot card for each threat card that added enemies to the fight, for a max of 3 loot cards each. This also includes each instance of enemies that were added to the fight by other means, such as a darkness or encounter card or the depth event chart. So That's according to the rule book. So each enemy, or each of our guys, is going to draw 2 loot cards. So let me grab the loot deck, and we're going to shuffle this up, and we'll start off with Juma because she has she activates first, so we'll just start with her. Besides that, ladies first. So the first loot that she gets is a Darkstone shard. So, and gets 30 XP. So 30 XP coming in, puts her up to 200, and will gain a Darkstone shard, which I will get out and place on her card in just a moment. And this will go back into the loot deck and get shuffled up again. So we'll mix these all up and see what else we're going to get in terms of loot. And this should come in handy. Draw a gear card or an artifact card if in another world. Okay, so we will grab the artifact deck from the Swamps of Jargono because we're going to draw that. And we'll see what happens. We shuffle this up. And we have a Darkstone club. +1 combat. Use 1 grit to add +2 damage to one of your combat hits, and you gain the keyword tribal. And this is also a Darkstone weapon. So she will take this. Right now she has a strength of 3. So she's got 3 anvils worth of stuff, so she's still okay. But she's got the Darkstone blade, and she's got that Darkstone club. Be curious to see if she's going to maybe give that to somebody else on her activation to share the wealth a little bit. So, and that's also 20 XP for that as well. All right. So she has a Darkstone shard in front of her as well. So we'll put that with her. Now back to the loot. We will now go with Branson. Branson's going to get some loot. And we'll see what he gets. This should come in handy. So he gets to draw an artifact card as well. So he's going to get another 20 XP. So that puts him up to 250. And he gets a Hearthbone necklace. So it's a spirit armor 5+, and he also gains the keyword tribal. So that's cool. Now he's got spirit armor. And the second card that he gets, let's see what else happens. Now, boy, this is finally we get to have some good things happen here. I mean, they did have that fountain that popped up during this battle, but this is kind of cool. We get to finally see what happens after a battle. We draw some loot, and he gets gold nuggets. So D6 times 50 in terms of gold. So let's see what happens. He rolls a 4. So 4 times 50 is 200 gold. So Branson just hit the jackpot. 200 gold. And also another 20 XP. So we'll go ahead and put that back in the loot deck. Boy, that would have been nice if Ezra found that, because he would have been able to double that. So, let's see here. All right. Finally, with Ezra, we're shuffling this up. Give this a quick another shuffle. All right, what do we have here? We have, this should come in handy. He also gets to draw an artifact card. And he gets Harrowfern Fungus. Gain 2 Swamp Fungus tokens. Each Swamp Fungus token heals D6 wounds and D6 sanity. Discard this card. So we'll discard that. And he will gain 2 of the Swamp Fungus tokens to put into his side bag. And this is what the Swamp Fungus look like. His side bag is now full. Although I think that he may end up, when he activates, I think he's going to use his whiskey, and he's going to heal some sanity on his next activation. And the second loot, we put this back in here, and we're going to shuffle this up. And again, this should come in handy, and he gets to draw another artifact. And he gets a Toto Bone Talisman. Once per turn, when you take 5 or more wounds from any source, recover a grit on the d6 roll of 4+, discard to recover grit up to your max grit. Very cool. Alright, so these guys found a lot of stuff in this swamp based upon this battle. Wow. We've been able to clear the air. We've been able to catch our breath. And I think that's going to bring the end of this episode. And so I want you guys to, I hope you guys are enjoying it. Hopefully I didn't make too many mistakes this time. I think it was kind of exciting. We had a lot of stuff going on with all those models that were in there. We're able to fend them off, defeat the Serpent Men warriors. We were able to get rid of the Hungry Dead off of the ambush. So now we're going to have to be faced with the next thing of holding back the darkness and seeing where our posse is going to want to go. Are we going to want to go through this gate, or are we going to want to travel back and go in another direction? So we're going to have to find out next time. All right, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you're enjoying this. And give me your comments. What are your thoughts on the different characters' abilities? You finally got a chance to see the trick shot successfully happen. So that was good for the cowboy, and you saw him use the lasso to rope. So, all right. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.